Hello everyone and welcome. This is Dawn. I want to thank you for joining me for another tutorial. Today I'm using the Whimsy Stamps Cat Trouble stamp set. This is a 14-piece stamp set and it has 4 images and 10 sentiments. I just love the cute little cat getting into trouble here. So let's get started. I went ahead and stamped out the images I wanted to use with a black Copic friendly ink. And then I used my brother's scan and cut to cut them out, but you could easily fussy cut out these images. I'm going to do some quick Copic coloring. I used B201 for the splash of water droplets, and then I used my colorless blender just to lighten it up a bit. I used BG32, the aqua mint, for the rocks at the bottom of the fishbowl, and then I added some R24 pale sepia over the aqua mint color to look like rocks. I just dabbed the tip very lightly all around, and then I finally added in some R24 PRAWN so it looks like different colored rocks. For the cat, I start out by coloring the whole body of the cat with some C3 cool gray. And then I add some C5 cool gray all around the edge of the cat. And then I blend it out with the C1 cool gray. And I just keep going back and forth with all the colors until I have the shading that I want. I color in all around the edges of the bowl to add some shading with some number 0 neutral gray. I use some YR07 orange to color the whole entire fish, and then I use R08 to shade in all around the edge of the fish. I color in the other fish and the cat with the same colors I used on the first cat and fish, and to finish off the other cat, I colored its tongue in with R11 pale cherry. Next, I die cut the Slimline observation die from a piece of white cardstock. I lay all of my pieces on a piece of white cardstock I cut to 8.5 by 7, and I scored it at 3.5 to see how it looks. I think it looks kind of boring with a plain white background and it needed some texture. So I embossed a piece of white cardstock I cut to 8.5 by 3.5 inches with the Slimline wavelength embossing folder. As you can see, it gives it a whole different look now by adding the texture to the background. And I trimmed it down to fit underneath the Slimline observation die cutout. And then I lay out my images on the card front just to see how it all looks. I decided that I wanted the Slimline observation die cut to be raised up some more to give it dimension, so I decided to cut out 2 more of them and adhere them all together. I then adhered the Slimline observation die cuts to the embossed background, and then I adhered that entire embossed background to the card base. I put foam tape on the back of my images, and then I adhered them where I want them to go onto the card front. I used the Whimsy Stamps Kitty Cat Extra die set to die cut the word meow twice from black cardstock. Next, I want to heat emboss the sentiments onto black cardstock. So first I prep my paper with my embossing powder bag. I stamp the sentiments with Versamark ink. I pour silver embossing powder onto the sentiments, and when my heat tool is good and hot, I heat emboss the sentiments. I adhere the meow sentiments to the front of the card, and then I trim the sentiments down to size, and I put foam tape on the back of them and adhere them to the front of the card. That completes my card for today. I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos and new product releases. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a wonderful day.